Hi there, welcome to Encompass Yourself. My name is Kelly McKinstry and I'm your transformational guide. So for today's video, I want to talk about freedom and unity, and when we understand those things, then how we can best utilize them when we tie them together. So they sound like they would be polar opposites, one, the freedom being separateness and unity being together. But when we have a real clear understanding of those things, then they can become just really fantastic tools for us. Now, this all starts with getting to know yourself on a real deep level. And when we do that, then we honor and respect ourselves in or on actually a whole nother level. So let me give you some examples of that. What I'm referring to is, when we get to know ourselves on a real deep level. Like for instance, when I was very young, I was painfully shy. And even in my adult years, it was very uncomfortable for me to be out with like out at parties, out with where there is a lot of people around. And then I understood that it wasn't that I was shy so much. I was just a highly sensitive person. I was an empath, and so feeling everyone's energy, it was just overwhelming to me, and I just wanted to hide in the corner. But not understanding that for so many years, I just thought, why this is so, I don't like people, I don't want to be around people. But I didn't understand why I didn't want to be around people. And interestingly enough, all my careers have involved working with people. I've always been like put out there in sort of a service industry kind of way. So with understanding myself at this deeper level, and then understanding even further that I not only was a highly sensitive or an empath, but I'm here. One of the reasons why I'm here is to transmute energy, right? So it's kind of like, even though it's uncomfortable for me sometimes to be out into crowds, it is very important. Like that is one of my main purposes to be here in this lifetime, is to be with people, to be able to transmute energies, right? So that's a whole nother level of understanding. And once I got that, it was so incredibly empowering to me. Then I learned how to set healthy boundaries, right? And how do we set healthy boundaries? It's much easier to set a healthy boundary when you completely understand yourself and you step into your power, your personal power and your self-worth, and then you understand how to shield yourself when you need to. And let me explain something else too about, if you are on a path. Well, first of all, if you are an empath or a highly sensitive person or a transmuter or whatever, it is really important that you understand all of that about yourself, the depth of that, and what your role is, and how to set those boundaries, and how to actually be out there, but to protect yourself in a way. Now, what I'm referring to also with setting healthy boundaries is shed all of those things that are not healthy for you. How important is the water to the fish in the fish tank? It's everything. It is your survival, right? So when you're going through this awakening process as well, be cautious of what it is that you're surrounding yourself with. Whether it's, the food that you're putting into your body, or the things that you're watching on television, and even the people that you're surrounding yourself in, and even the unhealthy thoughts that you may be thinking, that when you put yourself on the wheel of self-sabotaging, even you betray yourself at times. So it's being conscious, and it's listening to those things and honoring yourself to be able to set those boundaries. Now, I don't mean cut yourself off to the world. Absolutely not. We're here to connect and have unity, but have unity in a very healthy way. So it needs to be balanced. So when you find the respect for yourself and you begin to nurture yourself, then you are much more capable of handling and having very healthy, equal, balanced relationships. So you learn that it is safe, and it is, we're supposed to connect, but we're also supposed to receive in a healthy way as well. So it's about shedding, if you have any, it's any betrayal, again, whether it's your own self-betrayal or someone else, right? If they are not treating you with respect and giving you love and kindness, and I don't care who it is, I don't care whether this is your family or your spouse, your partner, I don't even care if it's your twin. You need to respect yourself enough to have those healthy boundaries. And when someone is not treating you with love and respect, then you let them go with loving kindness, right? That's having compassion for yourself. That does not make you a bad person, nor does that mean that there isn't some point later on when this person is awake enough to see you and respect you and honor you, that you can have a relationship with them again. But until that awakening for them happens, when you yourself are in a conscious state, in an awakened state, it is important for you to protect yourself. And again, you can walk away with loving kindness. You can send them love all the time. You just don't have to swim in the same water, in the same fish tank with them. It is not healthy. And it's not healthy for you to well, first of all, you can't change them. You can't change them. Everyone is on their own timeline, and it is not your responsibility to try to awaken them or change them. And the more that you try to convince them, and you think that it's yourself setting, healthy boundaries by honoring yourself, but actually it's just throwing pearls to swine. You are wasting your breath. So just see them for who they are, have unconditional love for them, and respect yourself and respect them enough to separate yourself again for the moment. If they awaken and they become healthy for you, go back, and that's fabulous. And I hope that that happens for all of us. But reality is it doesn't always happen, and that's okay. Now I've got people out of my life. Some of them had to be family, and it was necessity. They were toxic, and I struggled with that, with the guilt and the shame and the shoulds. We all should all over ourselves, from time to time. But there's a time when you step into your fullness, and everybody kind of has their line in the sand, and it's about taking that taking yourself back, honoring yourself, and coming back to yourself. So that's the freedom, right? Free yourself from all of the unhealthy things, the unhealthy behaviors and environments and all of the toxic things that are not serving you and it's kind of like a hot air balloon, right? When you want to get off the ground and explore and go somewhere, when you have sandbags and ropes that are tying you down, which are the people in your life and the toxic behaviors, or you yourself, even self-sabotaging yourself, all of these ropes are sandbagging you, holding you down. So when you understand yourself and you begin to, one by one, in a very healthy way, to cut them loose, then you're able to rise. And that's rising in frequency. And when you raise your frequency, that's when the real unity happens. You start shining your light in a very different way. It's like, shedding the layers, so cleaning the windows, right? If you're a lighthouse, you need to clean the windows so people can see your light. It's the same sort of thing. So cut the ropes so you can soar a bit, and when you're up into that higher vibrational place, that's where all of the really wonderful stuff that you have been wanting to bring into your life by way of either trying to convince people or whatever it is, whether it's changing jobs, you just want to be happy in your job, or whatever. But when you raise in that frequency, it changes your mindset. It changes so many things. Your life changes dramatically, and you begin to sing your own signature, your soul song. And when you become more audible and you're shining brighter and your soul song is more audible, then you start bringing in your soulmates, your people, right? Your people. So I can kind of equate this to sort of just sort of like to being gay, I guess, to being with your people. It's when you realize, or when you feel different, there's no, if somebody doesn't think that it's right, or it's weird, or it's wrong to be gay, that's not helpful for you to either try to convince them or for them to try to see things your way, because they just can't, right? So you need to just go to a gay bar, go to somewhere, where you're surrounded with your people, right? And I'll never forget the first time that happened for me. It was like, oh, I'm home, this is great, and then discovering that I was a twin, it happened all over again. I felt out of place and just odd and whatever, and I felt like I needed to find my people again, and I had raised in vibration to a point, and I guess my manifesting skills kind of elevated, and so my desire, what I put out there was, I want to find my people, right? I need to find my people. I need to find. I want to be included in a way again, and as soon as I had that desire, that when I planted that desire out into the universe, and within a day, my awareness to a Twin Flame workshop came up in Chicago. That that when I got there, and I met all of these, it was just a room filled with just twin flames, twin souls, or I don't know what your word is for it, but I was like, oh my God, there was nothing like it. It was like I found my people. Like I felt so at home again, and that's what it's like. It doesn't, you don't have to be gay, and you don't have to be a twin flame. You don't have to be any of those things. It's just when you start to, spiritually awaken, it's the same thing. You go through the dark night of the soul, and you don't realize what's happening to you. You have this transformation, and it seems like your entire life is falling apart, and you don't know anybody that understands it, and you just want to talk to somebody. It's that sort of thing, that when you begin to understand it in a way, then you can plant your seed of desire, right? And then when you grasp it and you start shedding all of those toxic things in your life, then it can then the layers now, and it makes room for all these other wonderful things, the things that you want and need and desire to come into your life, right? So I encourage you to, shed some of the layers and that toxicity and things, so your people, your soul tribe, the people who will love you and support you and encourage you and be your champions and your cheerleaders, and it's not all party time, believe me. They're there when you need them, because they get it. They get you on a completely different way, and it is an awesome, balanced relationship. You just get each other. So, and it is the most wonderful, it's just supportive and loving and nurturing. And it also helps you face all of the things that come up in your life. It just makes life more of an easy flow, more tolerable, to know that you've connected with your people, right? So if you are a twin flame or a twin soul, and you're on this journey, whether you are, in union with your counterpart and you are struggling, or if you are not in union with them and you are single, there is a workshop, another event coming up, another gathering in Banff, Canada, and I've posted some things on it. You can find a video, and it's through Twinfinity, and I will be one of the facilitators for that event, which I'm so excited about, being with my people again, because I'm telling you, there was nothing like it. It was an incredible, life transformational event for me. And if you've not experienced that, I completely encourage you to come and be included and be with your people. And if you have experienced one of those gatherings and those workshops that have been done in the past, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And it's such a high vibe thing that I encourage you to come back and join us again. So Twinfinity is putting that on. Rob and Angie, they've organized this whole event, and Marla Kelly is one of the other facilitators from Twinstrology, and Dio Venselinoff, he will also be another facilitator, and Debbie Dubois from True Sacred Union will also be another facilitator, and myself, I will be there as well. And again, super excited about it. But if you, again, have to be, getting back to the freedom and unity, cut yourself free from all of those toxic things, whatever they are in your life, so you can find the unity that we all crave, and it will only elevate your consciousness and set you freer on a much higher, expanded level. You will be able to shine your light brighter. You're going to get encouragement, and you'll be so full that your cup will runneth over, and you will have so much more to give to your surroundings and the people that are in your life. So I encourage you, go encompass yourself with yourself, and I'll talk to you soon. Be well.